don't gotta do it if you don't want to. You don't gotta do it if you don't want to. It's just a suggestion.
That wasn't an accident. I have no concept of that.
We've been over this.
Yeah, I know. And I actively.
That's you.
Yeah. And all I do is take it off and put it back on. So I don't know how
you've been consistently putting it back on this.
So I submit that I might not be the problem. That's what I'm saying.
I contest. You had one job. Well done.
Let's get some vodka in the glasses.
Is that a cultural tune?
There we go. Good. So we're just getting things going here. Welcome back to the ConverSAYtion. I'm letter K.
I'm Psych.
And there's Psych. Is the magnet going to go through that sweater?
Yeah, it's a little looser.
That's good. You gotta turn it on. Are you on?
Of course I am.
I don't think you are.
I disagree.
Okay. Is that left and right? Those two channels are left and 1 and 2? Okay.
You got it. I'm not any good in frame. Where's my frame?
Figure it out.
Let me get on my mark.
So we don't have a topic today. So many things have been going on. And we've been missing a lot of recordings. And it's because I've been sick 3 times so far this year.
You shouldn't have done that.
I take 100% of the blame. I got a sinus infection, and then I got the flu, and then I just came back from the Spartan race in Phoenix, and I got an upper respiratory infection, and that was brutal. So, I thought it would just be good for us just to catch up. And I bought beers.
We got to sync this episode.
What?
We got to do the clappy claps.
Oh, yeah. We can do that anytime. Check this out. We'll put that in the episode because we're already started. I started recording 3 minutes ago.
There we are.
So the first thing I want to talk about today.
Let's talk about it.
Is the unnecessary added challenge.
Mm-hmm.
Getting to your house.
Yes.
So.
And you haven't even seen the additional challenge to leave my house.
Oh gosh. So I have more to look forward to today.
Yes.
So Psych lives in a gated community. I'm not going to tell you where. But, it's one of those things where you roll up, you roll your window down, you got the little screen there, you punch in your code, boop, 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 the door opens. But I imagine somebody popped the curb and took out the...
That's precisely what happened.
Yeah. Yes. And so...
Got a photo of it, in fact.
And so, first time it's ever happened. You've been here for a long time.
Yes.
And that's the first time it's ever happened?
First time somebody's hit it?
Yeah.
It might have been bumped and jostled before.
But not knocked clean over.
Yeah, but not knocked all the way off, but still dysfunctional at the end.
And I'll tell you why this irks me, but I want to finish explaining what's going on. So you got the window, the boop, 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 but because somebody jumped the curb and took this thing out, for the first time in the 15 years that Psych's been living here, they decided to erect one of those 5.5 foot concrete yellow painted poles in front of it. So now you can't actually drive up to it.
No.
So I had to come in at an angle.
Yes.
Get as close as I could.
Yes.
Which seems even more dangerous than risking popping the curb.
Okay, keep going.
And then I had to roll the window down, unbuckle myself, shift over, and lean out the window to touch the buttons. And I was stabbing them because they were so far away. And I'm 6'1", so I can't imagine how you feel being sub 6. How is that working out? Please give me the story there.
Well, first I have some commentary about the process that you took to not inconvenience yourself by inconveniencing yourself. I simply pull up in the middle, and I take a stroll, and I go boop 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 boop, and I get back in.
So you're telling me that the answer is to get out of my fucking car?
Yes.
I didn't do that.
I don't want to curb my wheels, and I don't want to have my lean out my window or brace myself from the steering wheel as I'm putting too much torque on, something that shouldn't have it.
I think you don't want to do it because you could not. I was able to pull it off barely at my size. So
I don't care to try.
All right. Well, you never know. You're never going to know if you have the capability to do that.
If I had just a few more inches, I could put myself into an uncomfortable position. And
if you had just a few more inches, you could do that in a lot of different ways.
Yes.
Depending on which direction those inches go.
Take that how you will.
It was a dirty joke. Okay, so here's my problem. And this is the problem that I have with rules in society. Something goes wrong.
Mm-hmm.
We put up a sign. You see signs everywhere that are so absurd that somebody did that, prompting them to produce and hang this sign. Say, this here happened because, as I guessed correctly, somebody knocked over the electronic stand that has the touchpad.
Yes.
One time.
Yes.
And probably in the entire time this gated community has been in existence.
Yes. Knocked it clean off of its foundation. Just nothing but a post and a screen and just flailing wires.
And so, because something happened one time, our reaction is to make it impossible to comfortably engage with that device ever again.
Yes.
And that's an issue for me.
Mm-hmm. I share.
I have
share your concerns.
At work, we have a 3 complaint rule.
Okay.
So, you have an AV system that's been running for however long, 1 year, 6 years, whatever. Somebody complains about something. It's something like, I don't like the way the touch panel doesn't allow you to do this or something like that. We don't just jump out there and go change that one touch panel because they're all the same for that one customer. Second person complains about the exact same thing and they're not related. Then we put it in a full, we have a list of complaints about specific things in specific spaces. A third person complains about the same thing. Then we go look at it.
Mm-hmm.
We don't need to jump through fiery hoops every time a single person does something, whether it's right or wrong or a complaint. It's absurd to me that now you're getting out of your car and walking several feet, and I'm ruining the torque of my steering wheel because I'm reaching out the window just to get into your gated community. Because one person, how many houses are in this community? A few hundred?
Maybe 100.
Maybe 100. 100 houses, perpetually full, people going in and out all day, tenants, residents, guests, in and out all day, 1,000 cars a day. One time in the 20 years that this place has been in existence, somebody, drunk or high, popped the curb, knocked over that pole, and we're immediately putting a concrete barrier between us and the touch screen.
Yeah, you nailed it. 20 years. This place, it's 20 years old.
Yeah. It's ridiculous.
It is. It is absolutely absurd. Yeah, I don't agree with it. It surprised me because I came home, I left for work and it wasn't there. And I came home and it was there. And I was like, I was a bit confused at first. I was like, what do I do? Where do I place my vehicle? All right. I was like, you know what? There's no way I'm going to get too close because I don't want to open my door and crash it into this thing. And if I try to come around, which I've seen people do, what you just described as far as like trying to come in at an angle.
I was successful, by the way. I got in.
So you have astonishing control over your automobile. I don't think very many people could have done what you did. And I'd like to see it in person again. But be that as it may.
Now that we started drinking, I'm not doing it.
I figured, all right, I'm just going to accept this. It doesn't do any good. I know why they put it there. I disagree. I suppose if I was really invested, I could file a complaint with the board. I could go to the HOA and lodge a complaint and plead whatever case came to mind and offer any evidence that I could muster up and see if I could get a result. But even worse than this,
So
I think, okay.
But you answered my second question, which was, did they even engage the community before they made the decision to do this?
Maybe. I haven't checked the mail in a few days, so maybe I missed it.
Wow, that would have been
yeah. They usually send out, I usually get emails. I have an account with the HOA, and they will have announcements and stuff. And many of them I check. I would say about over half of them I check. But occasionally I'll miss one and like, oh, okay, they changed the gate code. Or, oh, they're coming in and doing some tree trimming. Or, oh, there's a yard sale day and they're going to have the gates open all day. So there's a lot of them that I do come across, but I never would have expected one for that. So it's possible they did notify everybody and give people time to prepare or object, and I just missed it. On the way out, there has always been, those spikes you can only drive over one way safely.
Yeah.
And you back up or you go the wrong way and your tires are toast,
yeah,
right?
Of course.
Well, that thing has been in disrepair since we got here. It seems like monthly they have a company come out to fix it and service it because the springs, or it'll pop down, but one side won't pop back up. It's in 3 sections. And there's typically one section that just gets jammed. There's stuff that gets in there. They're fixing it. It's just a mess. So here's what they did. They took it out and put a speed bump in its place, right in front of the gate track.
In front of it?
Directly in front of the gate track. So here's my thing. And I know I'm a little hypersensitive because I just recently purchased a vehicle, a newer vehicle, new to me. So when you go over that speed bump, you're at the high, right? And you come back down and you're coming right back down on a sharp edge. And I'm just like, I'm concerned about my tires. I'm concerned about everyone's tires. You go up. I know you drive over. If you drive over the track, that's fine. You're driving up it and then you're coming back down. But now you're higher. Yeah. So you have more momentum. You have more velocity coming onto a sharp edge that could potentially
and it doesn't serve the original purpose of...
No, it doesn't keep anybody out going the wrong way. Somebody drives out, the gate opens, somebody could drive in who doesn't reside here.
I would love to sit down with the people who made those 2 decisions and ask them why. Because they both sound absurd to me. Mm-hmm. Especially speed bumps. I complain about speed bumps all the time. Because it's not just speed bumps. It's speed stops, it's speed humps, it's speed bumps. And there's so many different things. How come we can't decide on what a speed bump should look like? When I drive to work, most people go like the back roads to get to Livermore. Mm-hmm. It's
Patterson Pass,
Coral Hollow. And years ago,
Old Altamont Pass Road.
Yeah. But specifically down Coral Hollow and Patterson Pass. There was complaints from the ranchers that are in that area and people going too fast. So maybe back 4 or 5 years ago, they put in speed humps, 25-mile-an-hour speed humps for the last like 3 miles. And it's every quarter mile.
I haven't driven there in years when I used to commute out that way. I was one of those people that drove that too fast.
But here's the thing. So it's a 50, right?
Okay.
The whole on both roads, it stretches of 50, and the speed humps are 25-mile-an-hour speed humps. They got the sign up as 20 miles an hour, but they're not bumps. They're just like humps that have kind of a sharp grade, and then it's a section of flatness just for like 5 or 6 feet. Mm-hmm. Everybody's going over them at 50 miles an hour anyway. You can just fly over these. So all they're doing is fucking up people's cars.
Yes,
that's the only purpose they serve.
Unless you slow down.
Unless you slow down,
like I do,
which nobody does but you. You are once again, you are the one-off guy who
Because I know how much tires and suspension and brakes and your springs and your control arms and all that stuff costs, from working on vehicles. I don't want to damage my stuff.
yeah. So you're an outlier. Everybody else is just flying over these things. And if you do slow down, and I do slow down, not to 25 miles an hour, but I slow down because I don't want to buck up my car. People get mad and they start burning around you. And now, in my opinion, putting those there has made the road more dangerous.
You might have an argument. One day I was taking that road to work and I was flying and there was this car in front of me driving too slow. And
Too slow for you.
And too slow for all the people backed up behind me. So I got closer to this vehicle than they liked, and they decided to flash their red and blue lights at me. And I was like, oh, I didn't realize that this was a police officer.
Yeah.
It was an unmarked car, and I thought it was just some guy fooling around.
Yeah.
So I called it in, and I gave him the plate number, and like, oh yeah, that's one of our own.
Yeah.
I was like, okay, I'll give this guy his space.
Yeah.
But yeah, that was years ago. Just I'd never been flashed with lights from an unmarked car.
It's interesting.
Who was in front of me.
You would be the guy to get it, though.
Try not to get too close anymore.
And so
on the way out, you're going to get to experience that speed bump and tell me what you think. So I drive extremely slow over it. And I see people just flying through all the time, and they're just like stabbing their tire every single time.
Yeah.
And I'll have two or three cars behind me as I'm getting out because I'm just rolling over it with both sets of tires. And I'm like, okay, you're welcome to do what you want to your vehicle. I disagree with this. I am going to find out what happened, because as far as the security of the community, which is why people choose to live in a gated community in the first place, that's unacceptable.
It negates the whole purpose of that.
Yes.
So because we're having an extended episode that I plan to cut up, we're taking it a little easy, drinking some beers today. I found Oktoberfest lager. It's March, by the way, at my local liquor store. A little dusty, but it's good.
Yeah,
it's good. Dust Bowl. I like Dust Bowl.
I do as well. Yeah, their brewery is nice. Have you been?
I don't think I have.
Yeah, Interlock.
No,
it's huge. It's big outdoor area. Family friendly. Got a bunch of food out there.
Nice.
It's a nice spot.
Yeah. When we were working in Livermore, we were all just kind of plebs before everything happened, and now I'm in charge, and Juice is in charge, and everybody's in charge.
Yeah.
We used to get together once a month on a Friday. We'd all go. There's all kinds of microbrews in Livermore. They're just everywhere.
Yeah.
And we would just go to them. Group of guys, 8 or 12 of us, and and it was fun. They're fun spots.
Yeah. One off of First Street, and then in Pleasanton, Juice, you Juice, and I went
that one time. Yeah, they had the beer garden.
Yeah,
that was nice. Yeah, I like those kinds of things.
And the weather's so pleasant there, especially in the spring and the summer when it's too hot over here in the Central Valley.
Yeah,
over there it's nice.
I think it's a fun concept. Like as we're trying to cater to the experience-driven millennial generation and such, having those kinds of things. Like last time I went to Oregon to visit my family. In Oregon City, they've totally gentrified the downtown area, and it's just a congested mess. Used to be just this tiny little bumpkin town, and now it's like a Portland suburb.
All right,
it's one thing, but
without the crazy.
Well,
maybe some.
Yeah, Oregon is Oregon, but we went there, and there was a local brewery. They had the perfect center spot at the bottom of the hill at the base of town. And they had this outdoor area, indoor seating, outdoor seating. They had something like 40 beers that they had produced. They all had.
That's a lot.
Yeah, there was a lot.
Oh, wow.
They had all kinds of kitschy, pun names for everything. Some of them were really fun. And then across the street was one of those food truck parks.
Yes, those are always nice.
And it was all interconnected to where you go over there, and they had like 25, 30 choices for all kinds of stuff, everything from Korean barbecue to, to like, flavored cotton candy bowls.
Mm-hmm.
And then you could just go back and forth.
Mm-hmm.
And we were within walking distance of shops in the area. Like we went to a used bookstore, there was clothing stores.
Go make a day of it.
And it was,
Make your afternoon.
And that's what we did. And it's right at the end of the Oregon Trail. We were with,
nice.
We were with my nephews. And so we walked down to the end of the Oregon Trail, and I was 2 sheets to the wind at that point. That's why I bought that "You Just Died of Dysentery" shirt. I bought it at the end of the Oregon Trail, which I thought was brilliant. Even though it was the worst quality shirt, just a box shirt from China, still awesome. Yeah, I like those kinds of things.
The weather's warming up. I mean, spring's
Gosh,
well,
it just turned on yesterday.
Yeah, it's last week was warm. I think we're supposed to get some rain tomorrow and midweek, and I'm ready to get outdoors, start doing some more stuff outdoors, grilling. Yeah. Go for a weekend drive, maybe take a weekender or two. Yeah,
that's all I'm doing is weekenders this year. We're traveling everywhere, but I can't just go on vacations all willy-nilly because I don't have the PTO. And if I did,
You're out of PTO?
No, I have plenty of, but I have it all planned out throughout the year.
Oh, okay.
My work right now, the guys they need me. And I'm starting to get into like heavy stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Like can't talk about it stuff.
Yeah.
That I'm needed. It's like, it's that kind of thing. So a lot of weekend jaunts. We just came back from Phoenix, which was a great time. Did a Spartan there. Learned a lot about the difference between a California Spartan.
I want to hear about the car. Tell me more about the vehicle that they bestowed upon you.
So, I did the, how's it pronounced? It's Sixit, S-I-X-T. It's a German-owned car rental company.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I suppose they're out there. So you were looking for luxury. I know you're trying to fly out there first class and
So we did.
do everything first class.
This is my first time ever. That rhymes with fixed. It's called Sixt.
Okay.
So yes, it was Valentine's weekend. We actually flew on Valentine's Day, and the wife wanted to go and do. She wanted to come with me, and I think that's great. So I was like, well, shoot, we're not just going to go there and watch me run a 5K. Let's turn it into a thing. So we did a whole weekend. I got first class seats to fly out there. I mean, from California to Phoenix. Sacramento to Phoenix. It's not very far.
Sure.
But the tickets cost like an extra $30. So I was like, well,
there you go. Take my money.
Yeah. And then so it's kind of funny. So I tried to get a nice car. I tried to get like a convertible. I hear it was like a Camaro or a Corvette convertible, and they were having a special. And then I used Expedia to book this whole thing.
Okay.
But every time I clicked on the car link, it crashed Expedia.
Got a broken link?
Yeah. Yeah. And it was the special. So I was like, that's a little sus.
The special's out.
And so I ended up, so I did it 2 or 3 times, and it just kept crashing the app. So I just was like, forget it. I went with the Camry or similar. And it's like, whatever, not a big deal.
Mm-hmm.
We're not going to care either way. We get there, and the guy's like, you know what? You guys seem like you're here to have a little fun. I'm going to upgrade your vehicle. Nice thing about working for a German auto rental place is we got a lot of Beamers on hand. Nice. And he upgraded me to the BMW 228i.
Okay.
Is what it was. And what a gorgeous car. I mean, it took me a while to figure out how the seat worked, because it didn't just go up, back, forward, up and down, and in and out, and it had like stuff for your bag,
contour the bolsters on it.
Yes, it was all these buttons, and you can't see any of the buttons. So you're just sitting there, dude. There's 4 more buttons. What the hell's going on here? And so, yes, and then it was like unnecessarily difficult to drive. Like, so there was a learning curve. It wasn't a normal car. Like, you had to hold things down to shift and press stuff, and it had all kinds of features that didn't expect you to do it yourself, which, most cars do. And so I had to figure all that stuff out. I was asking ChatGPT how to drive the damn car. Very helpful, by the way.
They should have put that AI right in the car itself.
But we got it all going, and it was just it was the smoothest ride I've ever driven. I mean, just run.
Do you think our next car will be something similar to that?
Nah, probably not. I don't need to spend that kind of money on a vehicle. It was nice though. It was a nice experience.
You could get that car 2 or 3 years old for the same price that you paid for your car new.
Yeah, I guess so. So then my answer is, ask me again when it's time for a new car. And I don't get suckered into it.
I think you should just put the decision in my hands.
Yeah, no thanks.
We can just, from start to finish, I will guide you through the process.
Yeah,
of arriving at the most luxurious automotive purchasing experience ever.
Yeah, I still remember when I was buying the Corolla for my wife, and I asked for your advice, and you sent me a link to the custom car build with every single box checked. It was like an $85,000 Corolla.
Yes.
No thanks. And she drives it a total of 5.2 miles a day.
Okay, so that was overkill for her, but for you, makes sense.
Makes sense.
I'm gonna help. Don't worry.
But yes, I was amazed at how driving 80 felt like driving 30. And that was what struck me. And I was in Phoenix. I actually stayed in Tempe, which is the suburbs right next door. I mean, they're basically slapped together. Mm-hmm. Did a lot of stuff in Phoenix. And so I was on the freeway. The freeways are nice there. They're nicer, a lot nicer than like Sacramento, which is just a loop-de-loop mess. It was nice. It was easy to get around. But I kept looking at the dashboard. Oh, snap. Because I didn't realize how fast I was going. Because it was just like, yeah, it was a nice car.
So the guy was right. You were looking to have a good time. You were looking to have some fun.
And while I'm not a driver, I don't like driving. You know this. It was a great car, and it was a nice experience, and I had fun.
I just want to clean my car and go for a drive. Nice drive.
So when most people say, I just want to clean my car, they take it through the $6 quickie car wash, and then they're off and running. That's not you, though.
No, not anymore.
Not anymore.
No.
Please.
Those car washes will destroy your paint. They will destroy your paint. Okay, so
they will not. Calm down.
If you drive through one of those car washes that touches your vehicle, right? Whatever cars that have preceded, come before you, whatever was on their car is likely stuck to the washing media inside that car wash and is just pummeling. Every time it hits, it's just slapping cracks, and not full on cracks, but like swirls and scratches into your paint, into your clear coat. You're gonna have damaged paint at the end. Okay, so if you go through one of those touchless car washes, and they're nice. So I'm gonna offer the audience, if you want to go through a car wash and you want it to have, if you want to be as hands-off as possible and you don't want to be involved, but you want a clean car, go through a touchless car wash. Now, the touchless car washes do use chemicals that are more harsh on your paint because they have to clean your car and get what's ever stuck to your car off of your car without touching your car.
Touching.
Exactly. So you'll find that you'll have products that are more alkaline or more acidic, or a combination of both. One, and then they'll alternate back and forth. And then your car looks better than it did, but it's not great. So I've been really getting into car detailing, and this started back after I got my car in November. December came around, my wife got me a car detailing starter kit, and that inspired me to figure out what else was out there. And I've since been taking a deep dive into this rabbit hole that is car detailing, including the history of car detailing and all of the different methods and philosophies and products and media. They just had SEMA at the end of last year. All the new stuff. So off camera over here in the corner, there's probably 30 different products that I've accumulated in the past month. Yesterday I was on a towel spree. I just had towels, just microfiber towels, getting the right blend, 70-30 and then 80-20 polyester to polyamide.
Dumb, dude. So according to grandviewresearch.com, approximately 8 million vehicles are washed a day in the United States in drive-through car washes.
Yes.
And
those people don't care about their vehicle as much as I do.
And I've seen all 8 million of those cars, and they don't look damaged to me.
It must be wonderful living in your world, having your vision.
I'm living in the same world as everybody but you.
You just can't see what I see.
No, what are you looking at? I'm at the point
Details.
Details, my ass.
Details.
Which is where
my paint. Detailing. I mean, I bought my vehicle used or certified pre-owned, or it's the same thing. It's a used vehicle, and there's swirls in the paint. The only way to get those swirls in the paint out, or hopefully it's not swirls in the paint, hopefully it's just like minute scratches in the clear coat. The only way to get that out is to polish off a layer. It's like sanding the exterior of your car until it's completely smooth. I was just talking with Rod about this after our workout this morning. I was just describing iron remover, and when you got here too, or decontaminating. Okay, go out to your vehicle when we're done. You can run this test. Okay. And just take your hand lightly, or you can put your hand in like a Ziploc bag and then put it on the surface of your car, no pressure, and just slide it. And tell me what you feel. If it doesn't feel smooth, that means you have stuff embedded in your paint.
And so if I can't see it, but I physically need to touch it to see it's there, does it matter?
Only you can answer that for yourself.
Oh, okay. I'm getting to the crux of it all. No one gives a shit but you. And now you've got...
Okay. Ask Chatty how much money car detailers make per year. Or how big is that industry? Or words to that effect. How big is the car detailing industry in the United States?
Okay. Oh, wow. So according to Statista.com, in 2022, the car wash and auto detailing market in the U.S., so it puts washing and detailing together, was valued at approximately $14.7 billion. But let's see here. Specific data isolating expenditures solely on car detailing services is limited. However, considering that detailing services often command higher prices than standard car washes, it's reasonable to infer that a significant portion of this market value is attributed to detailing. So Chatty seems to think that of that 14.7 billion, a lot of it is auto detailing.
Mm-hmm. I was just watching a video of this guy. I think it was 19, 20-year-old, started a mobile detailing business. Mm-hmm. And within a year, he was making $1,000 a day, just driving to a job. You're at work. Okay. Yeah. Okay. Come out, do this for so many hours. This is what I want done. You customize your job, whatever you want. If you want exterior, interior, if you want coatings put on, and so on and so forth. And if you can fit 2 or 3 of those jobs in a day, and each one is somewhere between $300 to $600.
So the average exterior car detailing costs between $175 and $250.
Mm-hmm. So, and that's just the exterior.
Yeah.
And that's just a regular maintenance wash. That doesn't include coatings. If you put a ceramic coatings go for about $700, $800. If you want to clean, decontaminate, and coat your car with something that will last 3 to 8 years, depending on the ceramic coating that you apply to the exterior of your vehicle, which will provide a bunch of hydrophobics. Everything will just fall right off your car, and it makes your car cleaning easier every time after that. Your car gets less dirty over time because there's less static electricity. I've been really going deep into this.
Static electricity. So you put a dielectric on your car. So
I don't have that yet, but I'm going to get some.
well, when we talk about stack electrics, yes, you're looking at dielectric. So that coating is a dielectric.
Yes.
So
Like I said, I don't have that coating yet.
yeah, you're gonna get it though. So that still doesn't answer my question about what is the visual enhancement worth the extended cost of doing that? And there's an and.
Okay.
And is that extended cost only of value to you personally?
So it's a couple things. First answer, yes.
Of course.
If something looks pristine, I love it. Right? If it's things that are flawless, things that are perfection, if I can achieve it, if I can get close to it, I like it. The other side of that is the process. I find it's stress relieving. It's to wash, even when I was practicing on my wife's vehicle before she got into that. Somebody rear-ended her and messed her vehicle up. But anyway, that aside,
just drive it right into the dump, into the local junkyard, and drive it right off into the dump.
It's hard not to. So, as just the process of taking the steps, it's like, consider the things that you focus in on, and you're just right there, where you have to be present, where you get immediate feedback of the job that you're doing, and you see the results immediately right there, which reaffirms and reinforces you to continue that. And then you do the next step or the next portion, the next section, and oh, I did that. That's done. That's complete. That's perfect. You move on. For me, it's a stress reliever.
Yeah.
For me, it's almost meditative. It's hard to describe it. I get in that flow state where, okay, I'm doing this and I'm focused on this and I did that and that looks great. So yes, I have spent an exorbitant amount of money.
Yeah, it's your new thing.
In the past few months.
Yeah.
That savings, well, it's going to take a while to get back because I'm going to have to provide quite a few washes, quite a few details before I'll get to a point where I can break even. But it's the process. It's learning something new. I find it I like to learn, and if I don't know how to do something, I want to know, and especially if it's something that benefits me and can benefit people around me. And so, yeah,
you like to learn, you like to spend, and if you can marry those two concepts, it's an immediate W.
Yes, I have.
Yes. So you've got half a pallet of card detailing stuff here.
Mm-hmm.
You've got every percent blend of poly microfiber.
Yes.
Cloth.
Yes.
In bulk.
Yeah. And if you want to know, use the 70-30. Okay, 70-30.
And so, what do you do with the ones that you bought all the other ones? What do you do with those?
Oh, so those, they have purpose, but for the most part, 70-30 are used more often. They're considered more valuable. They're more absorbent because they have more polyamide.
It's the same with solder. 70-30. It's the best one to use in most cases. Yeah.
No, they all have a place, and so I have in my car. Okay, try not to ridicule me too much.
No format.
In my car currently, I have a waterless wash that I've blended together. So if something sticky gets on my exterior, or bird droppings fall down, or something you don't want there, that if it's too acidic and it remains there and can etch your clear coat, I can take out the spray bottle.
So
safely
I've
remove
had
it.
that happen to me before. I used to have Great Aunt Opal's Buick Century.
Mm-hmm.
And I left it under a tree one time, and the birds,
Destroyed it.
They had it was berry season, and they just shit all over the whole car, and it ate holes on the paint all over the car. I had to get it repainted.
Mm-hmm.
So I am kind of curious about your waterless wash, because the wife, she would be interested in something like that.
Sure.
She's not psych level crazy about detailing her car, but I think she might be interested if you were like looking for somebody who wants to be at your level of crazy.
I'll blend you a bottle. You can take it home and present it. Okay. Yeah, it'll take care of that. But then I also have glass cleaner. Yeah. You want glass cleaner that's not, it doesn't have ammonia in it.
No ammonia for anything. I swear, if you use glass cleaner on your TV at home, send me your address so I can come smack you.
Yeah, do not.
Especially if it has ammonia.
But in cars, it will, if you use it enough of it, it can take the tint. If you have a car tint.
Oh yeah,
window tint.
It's because it's a coating.
Yeah,
it's the same as the coating on your display screen.
It might not damage it after 1 time or 2 times, but if you are using Windex on your car and it has ammonia in it, or glass cleaner that has ammonia in it, you'll wreck your window tint.
Yeah, it's illegal to have a tinted window in California way.
No, it's not.
It's not?
No.
I thought it was.
No. So you can have limo tint on your rear windows and your rear passenger windows and your rear window, and then you have to have your front windows only be
strict regulations.
Yeah, be tinted only to a certain level. I don't know. I'm probably going to be lying to people. I think it's like 10 or 15% of light.
I can tell you. So you can only frost the top 4 inches of your windshield.
Yes.
The front side windows must allow 70% of light through.
Yeah. Okay.
And the rear side windows.
That's more than I thought.
Can be as dark as you want if you have the side mirrors on both sides of the vehicle. Interesting. And there are medical exemptions. No mirrored or excessively reflective tints are allowed. So you can't have sci-fi reflective stuff on your windows.
So what I've seen some videos of these guys getting pulled over, and they know they're getting pulled over for the window tint in their front windows being too dark.
Yes. Okay.
So what they'll do when they get stopped, they roll their windows all the way down. Well, that was the reason why they got stopped. So the officer asks them to roll their windows up. So there's a little gray area there because you don't have to provide the officer evidence against you, and you're in your vehicle. You have control over your vehicle unless there's another reason to pull you out and take control of your vehicle and essentially search your window. Then some people have been difficult, to say the least, or refused. And then what do you do? Because they have this thing that they'll put over your window, and they'll just kind of like, it's on both sides, and it's measuring the amount of light that passes through your window, through the tint. So yeah, but yeah, tinted windows. Well, you were in Arizona. How were your windows there? In the vehicle that you rented, were they clear? Were they tinted?
Yeah, they were just normal windows. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. I would think in Arizona, almost every vehicle would have tinted windows because it keeps the interior of your car cooler.
Yeah.
I mean, it's scorching.
Mine was regular.
Okay.
Yeah. It was nice while we were there. Like, I mean, we were there, February 14th through the 17th, and it was like 42 degrees in Stockton, and it was like high 60s, low 70s in Phoenix. Yeah.
But so waterless wash for the exterior, like a detail spray for the exterior, window cleaner, and then a detail spray, interior detail spray. So basically a spray that you can put down on any surface safely. You have a spill, something gets too dusty, you want to clean your nav screen, something you could just spray on quickly anywhere, and just, some spare towels. That's it.
Yeah. So Chatty says that your idea to roll the windows down is a good idea, but it's not a foolproof loophole because the police can order you to roll the windows back up. They can also you can also incur an incrimination over the argument that might not hold. Well, anyhow, not my problem.
This is not legal advice.
No, Jesus, no.